200 episodes. It's been 200 episodes since the Boruto anime actually started airing, and finally it feels like that the anime is actually getting its footing, because the last couple of arcs have been getting a really good adaptation, and finally it feels like, adaptation wise at least, the anime is surpassing the manga overall. It took time, it genuinely took a lot of time to get to this particular point, but now I'm feeling confident that the anime is going to do a good job in the future of this series as well. So hello and welcome to NYZ, my name is Soham and today we're going to talk about Boruto Anime episode 200. But before that, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to our channel, since I do weekly anime and manga related content along with a bunch of other stuff. With that being said, let's begin the video. Now, very surprisingly enough, I actually liked this episode much more than the previous one, even though the prior episode, that is episode 199, was the climactic battle that happened between Naruto and Delta. But this episode was just better in my humble opinion for a number of different reasons. And granted, this was kind of a downer episode. There's not something major or substantial which is actually happening here. That happened in the prior episode where we saw the battle that took place between Naruto and Delta. But here this was kind of the aftermath of the entire things that happened there, and a couple of smaller details, smaller nudges here and there, which just made this episode so much better in my opinion. And we started this episode off with Kawaki getting his arm. Now this was supposed to be a prosthetic arm, and here once again we are reminded of the fact that Konoha does not actually have the technological prowess in comparison to Kara. Kara's technological prowess is much greater than Konoha or any other village for that matter. However, at this particular moment, Naruto's epitaph of the number one unpredictable ninja is brought about once again, because he does hear something which not even Katasuke could actually predict, and that is to fuse his very own chakra into the prosthetic arm so that Kawaki is able to utilize this particular thing, which is a really good application. Moreover, one particular line said by Naruto throughout this entire episode really took me back, and that was how chakra connected people. This has been a reference, or rather I should say a philosophy of this entire series, how Kaguya initially brought chakra to the planet Earth for a totally separate reason, and how humankind today has developed this chakra for a totally different reason. And this is also a callback to the 4th Great Ninja War, where Naruto as well as Minato shared their chakra and saved everyone from the Bijudama of the 10 Tails. So therefore I really like the small callbacks and small touches which have been applied throughout this entire episode, and for that matter the entire interaction that happened between Kawaki and Boruto was really adorable here. And this just once again takes me back to the starting of the series as to how does the betrayal eventually happen, what exactly goes on at that particular moment. Why does Kawaki even quote-unquote betray Konoha for that matter, when we are seeing such a good relationship which is building up among these characters. Moreover, we also get to see the Hokage office scene with Sasuke, Sai as well as Shikamaru, who are discussing the current predicaments with Naruto and how Delta attacked Konoha at that particular moment, and what they should even do if at all the Kara organization decides to show up on Konoha. So all of these things are kind of handled here. Moreover, another substantial addition in my opinion, which the manga totally kind of forgot, was in relation to Konohamaru, and I'm actually glad that the anime is addressing all of these things. And here we get to see that Shikamaru goes on to Konohamaru and tells him about a mission, and seemingly enough, or at least I'm hopeful at this point, that he will not be forgotten like he was in the manga, or at least that is my hope at this moment. The same goes for Mitsuki and the other characters as well, because Mitsuki is actually present during the training arc of Kawaki, and yes, we finally get to see the training arc of Kawaki. It's not as big as I had probably expected it to see, but it's fine at least, and better than not seeing anything for that matter and just randomly popping up in the manga for no reason. And here we once again find out the intricacies of chakra and how or why it is even necessary for that matter. And here I definitely liked how Mitsuki added certain elements into the mix, and the overall narration of how chakra versus karma actually happens, that was also pretty good in my opinion. And how Kawaki, in order to gain more power, basically tried to rely upon his karma instead of relying on chakra. And once again, the thought of chakra not being just a power or a tool is brought up here once again, and how chakra is an element to connect or communicate with other people for that matter. This was really good stuff. And on the other hand, we see another training arc which is in relation to Sarada. Sasuke and Sarada finally start their training. The Chidori training has begun here, and I was kind of taken aback by this particular thing because I was not expecting to see it honestly. It took me a while, it took me about a good 5 minutes to realize that, oh, this is the same location. Because yes, indeed, this is the same location which Naruto used for his Rasen Shuriken training. I might be wrong here, but at least it seems the very same place, with a forest which has grown. Of course, it's not as barren as it used to be in the Naruto Shippuden days. But here once again we get to see the very same waterfall, and here Sasuke displays the true strength of the Chidori to Sarada, and he explains the entire concept of Chidori and how the name of Chidori is linked to the flapping of 1,000 birds, and how this was a jutsu which was passed down to him by none other than Kakashi. And Sarada is totally taken aback by that. She actually didn't knew, or maybe was not aware of the fact that Kakashi, or the 6th Hokage, is the person who invented this jutsu. So yeah, they have a lot to learn. They have a lot to learn at this moment. And here, unfortunately, we didn't see the awakening of a 3rd Tome Sharingan. Maybe that is going to happen sometime down the line. But here she manages to do the Chidori using a 2 Tome Sharingan. And of course, this is going to improve later on down the line when she unlocks her 3 Tome Sharingan as well. But in the midst of the training, Sasuke receives a note, and this note, manga readers obviously know what this is all about. This is a very interesting note, this is a very interesting message, because Sasuke has a new mission at hand and he has to immediately leave for the Hokage office because something very important has come up. And he leaves Sarada behind to train for herself, which kind of makes her sad later on, but this was kind of a meme-worthy material. But either way, I am really excited for this quote-unquote upcoming mission of Sasuke because I know how chaotic things are about to turn. Moreover, things also take a turn on the Kara side of things because we see here Boro getting his maintenance, but at that very moment Delta's drone comes back and she's finally revealed to be a full cyborg because there are other bodies of her laying around in the Kara organization base, and she informs everyone about the current predicaments and what she had to go through and what not, and how she plans to kill the Hokage, yada yada yada. A couple of minor scenes were omitted from the manga if I'm not wrong, but overall this doesn't make really that much narrative difference, so I'm fine with that. But the most important detail here is that all of them finally learn the existence of the second karma, which is present on none other than Boruto Uzumaki, and Jigen finally learns of this particular fact and he's like, damn that Momoshiki, he was finally able to leave behind his karma. Things are about to get very chaotic and very wild in the next couple of episodes, so stay tuned for this series. This is about to get very wild. Moreover, this particular panel was absolutely amazing. This was a panel which I was waiting to see, and finally it was really well done in the anime. So props to the animators, artists and all the people who are involved here. Lastly, towards the very end, we get to see that particular card scene where the kids are purchasing cards, and once again the theme of chakra is brought about here. I'm not going to get in depth about this particular thing because this is more along the lines of normal drama in the lives of these kids, because still this is a time of peace. This is not the full blown out war that the times of Naruto had seen. So yeah, at this point we can see all the card games and everything, and it was nice to see some acknowledgement from Minato as well, because Kawaki got the card of Minato and he traded it for the card of Naruto, and Boruto was actually looking for the card of Minato, so he's very happy to do that training. Now on a separate note, just seeing Boruto holding on to the card of Minato, this just reminds me of so many theories that maybe, just maybe someday in future, Boruto will inherit the jutsus of his grandfather, the flying Raijin and all the other amazing jutsus. I just hope that this theory actually turns out to be correct. I would be really happy if that is actually the case, because the legacy of Minato has to go through. It has to come by once again. But anyway, the episode ends with the Uzumaki household. Kawaki is currently inside the house and he's trying to fix the vase of Himawari, but one particular piece is left behind, so he tries to go out of the house and search for it. But in the meantime, Naruto is sleeping, so who appears? Who stops him from going outside of the house? It is none other than Kurama. Fabulous. This was fabulous. I was not expecting this scene to be so damn good, because the head of Kurama in the chakra form looks substantially good, and the art and the animation and the color style, which was really great. Overall, Kurama says that he wants to have a chat with Kawaki and he wants to discuss with him some important details in relation to Naruto as well. So the next episode looks to be very interesting, and I'm obviously looking forward to it. So these are some of my quick thoughts in relation to Boruto episode 200. What do you guys think about all of these things? Please do let me know in the comment section below. Also, please do give this video a thumbs up if you like it. A like really helps in the YouTube algorithm side of things, so that would be really beneficial for this channel. Moreover, please do subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to share it with your friends as well. Lastly, please do join the channel membership for some very cool perks and features as well. So that's it for today guys, this is Wonderwicey and I'll see you soon on the next one.